but it's a good bunch of running, and they're still filming the Hollywood movie Pony, which is really, really cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's making a whole movie on the on about our dirt track and about our sport. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing that too.
I'm thinking if we get Doug Rose on the show, maybe we'll kind of what we did last time. We talked a lot about New Egypt, so I'm thinking if we get Doug Rose on the show, we'll kind of talk a lot about Bridgeport. Maybe I can get Billy Couch Jr. to call in too, and we can do something to that effect.
That would be awesome.
We're going around all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, I had a good time last night. We had Stone Cold Steve in there with us.
Steve Lawler.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good time. And I got to get in there early so I can meet you, Jim.
Oh, sure, anytime.
Yeah.
Early risers. Yeah,
we're early risers.
Yeah.
So so we get in here. We got to talk up a couple promos too while you're here. So in the morning.
Yeah. I have to be there in the morning, Jim. So
yeah.
I get up early, so I have to come in there early, do the promos, and do what we got to do. But we're on the right track, Jim. I can't wait to meet you. Keep up the good work, Fred, and we'll do what we got to do.
All right. Looks like we're stacking up callers like Philly International here.
Yeah.
They're hovering.
Yeah.
I hear you. There you go. All right, guys, have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon, Fred.
All right. Yeah, I'll talk to you off air here.
All right.
All right.
There you go.
All right, see you guys.
All right.
Thanks.
He's got to come out of his shell. Yeah. A little bit more.
I think we got a couple other callers backed up there.
I might have it. You're on with Fred. Go ahead.
Well, Fred and Jim, Earl Krause.
There he is, the man, Earl Krause.
Earl the Pearl. Okay.
Yeah. So, what's happening, Earl? We didn't get to talk to you last week.
Yeah, I was out on the road. Didn't quite make it in, but good to hear you guys this morning. And from what you guys and Nick are saying, it sounds like a very good show you're developing there on Wednesday.
Yeah, we get a full hour of it, so we're you can listen to our spiel for a full hour.
Now, is that on the air on WBCB?
Yes.
It is. Oh, okay.
And it's filmed. Yeah, and it's filmed or whatever, recorded here, and then I'll put it on my America's Mechanic YouTube, and then I'll share it from the WBCB YouTube if you want to go directly there.
It's like the Watergate tapes. Working there. Yeah.
So what's hot? What's going on at Wall? I got a paper in front of me, but I'd rather hear it from you.
Well, very good show this weekend. One of the neat types of formats that racetracks do are twin features for a particular division, and I've always enjoyed that format. And Wall this Saturday night has twin 35s for the modifieds.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's always a fan favorite, getting two features for the price of one, as it were, and excellent for the drivers. And then we have our regular factory stocks and legend cars. So it's a nice show on a summer Saturday night.
Nice, and also I was reading something. Got the past champions signing autographs at intermission.
Yes, a number of the drivers from all of our racing divisions will be there to meet the fans. We have a special autograph session set up in the midway during intermission, and again, that's something that I've always enjoyed too as an announcer and a writer. Having the drivers, kind of be promoted. Because you're in the stands and you see the drivers on the track and you say, "Boy, I'd like to meet them." And of course, you can meet them in the pit area after the races, but it's always kind of neat, especially for kids, to meet the drivers. They're bigger than life. I know that's how I was when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
So it's a neat deal, and that's what we'll be doing Saturday night.
Yeah, Nick and I talk about that a lot, about when we were kids and cruising the pits at Flemington and meeting our idols. So that's a big part of our life, and we'd like to see a lot of kids feel that way nowadays. I don't know I guess the kids, when they get down there, some of them still feel that way, but a lot of them are on their phones. So
yeah, that's something.
I'm trying to get my grandson off his phone.
Back to life nowadays.
Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, no, don't watch Grand Theft Auto. Watch this actual race.
Exactly. It's kind of the same comparison you were talking about on the automotive show earlier, about everything being on the dashboard.
Yeah.
How cars are. Yeah. It's just technology has advanced so quickly. It's, and the kids nowadays, they just grow up with, we sound like old timers now talking like this, but it's just everything's on the phone.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of technology, how's the technology grown in the Wall Stadium cars that run down there? Yeah.
Well, again, your factory stocks, it's still basic, carburetor technology. For the modifieds, it's basically the same as it is on dirt.
Okay.
It's interesting, like even with the suspension components and so forth, that still stayed pretty basic. Of course, the technology has advanced, but you still have to go fast and turn left.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah. I remember years ago, John Blewett Jr., the dad of Jimmy and the late John III, John Jr. told me, this was back in the 1970s when he started, he was having trouble. He and his dad, they had just started racing at Wall Stadium, and they were running in the sportsman division. And they were really having a lot of trouble getting their car set up to run correctly on the wall high banks. So they went to an old-time racer that they knew named Jules Furslew, who was actually a sprint car owner going back to the dirt tracks and paved tracks of the 1930s and 40s. And they talked to him, and Jules gave them very basic geometric advice on how to set up their car, and it worked. And John Jr. told me that he always found that interesting because, they were talking about, he talked to a guy from the 1930s about setting up a race car in the 1970s. And the older gentleman said, the technology is the same. You still have to set up the car to go left.
Right.
It advances, but the geometry, the concept is still the same. No matter how many years go by. And I always found that to be very interesting.
It is, don't overthink things. And
exactly.
And I do that a lot, even with auto repair. If I'm having a hard time trying to figure out, all right, let me break this down. All right, you got to have fuel, you got to have spark, you got to have combustion.
I go the other way. I underthink things. Just get it over with.
So then you go from there. You make sure those three things are at their optimum, and then you start diagnosing from on top of that. Because a lot of times you'll find what your problem in those three things. So
right.
Yeah. So don't overthink it. So that's cool. I was just making sure there's no ECMs or anything and stuff, PCMs and modules running cars other than the fuel ones that they have now.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward. I'm probably not going to make it down this weekend, even though I'd love to with the card you got going. I got a lot of family stuff going on. But we are still planning on coming down, the three of us, me and my pit crew, adding Nick Leach to it too. We're expanding my pit crew.
It's great to have Nick down.
Oh man.
You have to ask him when's the last time. Well, let's see. He and I worked together a few times, like around Turkey Derby. So I think it's been a few years since Nick has been there, so it'd be great to have him back. Yeah,
he said it's been a long time since he's been down there, but we're planning on getting him down there. So
that's terrific. Very good.
All right, cool.
And as you mentioned, it's an easy ride from eastern Pennsylvania down to the Jersey Shore. Just cruise down 195.
It really is just two roads. It's I-95 east, take the jug handle, take 34 up, 34 north, about a mile maybe a mile, and then take that jug handle and it puts you right in the parking lot.
I love it. That sounds great.
That's it. It doesn't get much easier.
Yeah, the woman with directions fell asleep. It was so easy.
She'll still tell you to wrong.
Yeah.
You don't need a GPS.
900 feet. Make it right. There you go.
That's it.
All right, cool. Thanks, Earl. So thanks for giving us a call. Good to hear your voice again.
Jim, great talking to you guys. Always a pleasure. Keep up the good work. We're all working together to promote our favorite sport. Absolutely.
Right.
Awesome. So, all right. Thanks again, Earl.
Take care, guys. We'll see you. Have a good day.
All right. There you go.
I think we had another caller in there. Do we? If he hung out.
No.
Yeah. Maybe he bailed. So.
Probably. Yeah.
Well. Understandable.
Yeah, but they got the ones that you were looking to get, get the updates and everything. And
we wanted to see what's going on at the tracks.
Much thanks for hanging in there and staying on the line.
Yeah. So we were talking about we talked about Bridgeport, we talked about Wall. Definitely hit both of those. We talked about Jeep Night at which is a big night down in New Egypt this week. So if you want to just head down that way, it's 539. Just a couple miles up from Lakehurst Naval Station. So
not that far.
It's not far to go, and they got the modifieds, the Mass 305s. That's the sprints. The Northeast wingless sprints and street stocks, 4 cylinders, basically your normal car, but then they're adding Jeep Night to it.
At Lakehurst?
Yeah, it's Lakehurst Naval Station.
Yeah. The Hindenburg probably will not do as well.
No,
as
the Hindenburg
didn't do as well. Yeah,
it's over and done with.
Yeah.
So, and then we also have at the Maple Grove this week. We have looks like a big full card there this week. I could have had Nick touch on that too, but
I was going to ask you, Fred, about the track. So it's not let's say maybe something like Major League ballparks. You get the Fenway Wall, you got the porches. Do the tracks vary, or pretty much is it straight line all the way? It's the same dimensions down, coming back.
Nope.
They're not.
Nope. Each one's got their own personality. The New Egypt has got the D-shaped with the not so high banks. Bridgeport's got the high banks with a different clay. Maple Grove's a drag strip. So
okay.
But they all have their own personalities.
Okay. Hey, you're up with Fred. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning, Fred.
Yeah.
I had a question for you. As a successful business owner, how do you feel as far as owning a race car? Does that interfere with the business, or does it enhance the business?
It depends on how you work it. I mean, it can definitely. I don't have a car yet. Sometimes I'm poking around. Every once in a while, I'll be like, it'd be nice to own a car. But then it could take up a lot of time from your business, because especially if you have an accident or wreck out on a weekend.
Joe Gibbs over here.
But you also can have it's a great advertisement.
Yes.
So I'm planning on advertising with a couple of drivers that I ran into in New Egypt. Throwing some, buying them some tires or whatever, and then have my name on the car. But it's a
trade-off.
It can be. Yeah. It can be a boon. It can be a drain. So
I remember back in the day, Dave Episcopo had Taz 80's car. Taz 80 was a great winner at Flemington, and he drove for years and years. But all of a sudden, Episcopo decided that he didn't want to race anymore. Does anybody in the Morrisville area know why he gave up?
Could be. I mean, I think they were having the kids were coming up, and they were maybe not as interested. I don't know. I know the Episcopos, but I don't know them that well. I can speak from experience with my dad, because he had a car he was putting together for people, and it took a lot of time, and the money got really, really tight because the bigger sponsors were coming in with big, they were throwing big money at these guys, like Brett Hearn. He had to, they throw him, and Pepsi was throwing him like 20-25 grand back in the late 70s, and my dad's out there with his $1,500 coupe, or Gremlin, right. And it was getting harder and harder to stay up on it. Johnny Scarpati's still involved with it, and he said, he said every week it gets tough. Yeah. It gets tough, especially as we get older too. But yeah.
Well, back in the day when Piscopo had his cars, how much money do you think they had in those cars? Was $10,000 a lot of money?
Yeah, that would be probably unheard of, from the guys that I know of. Earl Schloter, my dad built cars with them. They probably maybe had $10,000-$15,000 in those cars at the end. But if you ran a rookie sportsman, something like that back in Flemington, East Windsor, you're probably looking. I would say $3,500 would be your cap. Yeah.
I'd like to recapture one of those days. Well, thank you, Fred, and thank you for your time.
All right, thanks
you for the
Thanks
question.
For the call. That's a good question.
That's the business end. The business end of it. I mean. Right, your name's out there, good, bad, or in.
Yeah, I mean, some guys really go out there, and like the Grasso brothers, they advertise their home building business. Yeah. Kyle Koretsky, he owns Maple Grove, but he also promotes his other businesses through the track.
Cross promotion.
Yeah, once in a while I'm like, maybe I'll get a car and put that out there, but it really is. It's you can buy a car really cheap. I was talking to Dom Antonelli the other day, and he said you can probably get into a 4-cylinder car for about $3,500. But again, no matter what the number is, it's not the first $3,500 or the first $10,000. It's the ones after that. Because if you wreck or you're trying to keep up with something, it can really, and you're not paying attention to your other businesses. Yeah, it can really put a drain.
It takes great discipline and commitment to do it, and you can't just do it kind of like part-time here, part-time there.
I mean, if you can figure out a way to do it, I'm all for it. Do both.
Yeah.
Do it all.
But some people are really committed to it, and sometimes it doesn't go well, but they stuck with it, and it paid off later on.
It's always been like with Scarpatti's, some of my best friends, and Johnny's still doing it, and he's been doing it constant for years and years. But he posted a picture of the car, his first car, and it had my dad's business on it, F&R Auto Body, and we painted that first car for him.
Yeah.
And,
oh wow.
So that's why he put their name on there. So because he couldn't paint the car. So
I just look at the business. I don't know much, but I just the business and where somebody is driving for somebody and then they're gone and moving on to somebody else, almost like for hire.
There is. I think Billy. I see Billy Pouch changing cars, and he's probably one of the best runners in the area.
Driver for hire, kind of.
So his dad did too. And, we see pictures. He was running different numbers, but he also had his own car too. So
So if you're you have an owner of a car, you want Babe Ruth behind the wheel, right? So
I mean, a lot of the guys did it. Billy Osmond drove for a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
Stan Plosky pretty much drove. He drove for a few people. He drove for the Brens, Ken Bren.
And you're trying to build a brand at the same time,
right.
So you get top-notch talent, and then
because nobody really knows who comes in last.
You're right. Yeah. Was it Ricky Bobby? If you're second, you're last, right?
Pretty much.
Hey, Will Ferrell be interested in investing
there you go.
in Fred.
We'll see about getting a hold of Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
I don't want the other guys.
Yeah.
But it's that was a good question. I like that about the business part of it, because every once in a while I'll be like, it'd be exciting to have a car out there and root for myself. Not that I'm driving, but root for my car. And then I'm like, I know what the end results can be, so I back off. And I'll probably stay out of it. I'll just help other people.
It looks glamorous, and and you'd be on TV and everything else, but then there's the business side and expenses and. You got to meet with somebody, or what? You
can spend all your time doing
you'd never spend a day in the track,
right?
Watching what you're doing, right?
I'll set that up as maybe after I retire or something. But after Fletcher's Garage, it's
Well, I think we always have a little bit of an alter ego about stuff.
I live vicariously through the other guys now, so I sit in the stands, I interview them. This is 2 years ago. I would never thought I'd be involved doing what we do now.
Yeah.
Interviewing, meeting Nick, and going down into the pits, or meeting Earl Krause, and going down and interviewing drivers and people, and it's very exciting. And I'm actually
decent crowd there. I saw some of the footage. Not bad.
Not bad. We're
on a hot day.
On a hot day, it gets dusty, unless you're at Wall or Maple Grove. But you can get a little dusty at New Egypt. You can get dusty but that's part of the nature of the game, and that's actually part of the charm. So
down and dirty kind of thing. Yeah. And it's still to be a spectator, still cost wise, still pretty. It's not prohibitive.
Yeah, it's like $25-$30. That's almost the same as a movie ticket. And I mean, you can take your whole family down there for $100, $150 tops, and eat. So I mean, and be fully entertained for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
So that's what makes this sport so great.
Then you can find somebody that was there and then have graduated to the big time, and we knew them when. Mm-hmm.
It was
it's like an unknown actor.
There's a couple of them
famous or something. Yeah.
I see some of the drivers now, like Stan Plosky III. I knew his grandfather. I think I ran into his dad maybe once or twice years ago, but never seen him. You see the kids that weren't even born yet out there running with the big boys, and it's good to see that.
Yeah, and you see some of the ones that are the headliners, and they still, guys like Richard Petty, they remain the same, humble for some reason.
A lot of them do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few, but most of them take it all in stride, and they enjoy the ride, whatever, and they're very good to people.
Yeah, I mean, welcome your spoils, but don't let it get to your head. And as a lot of guys are that way. I mean, there's exceptions in everything, but for the most part, everybody I've ever ran into with racing has been totally forthcoming and assimilating. We got another call.
I'm not sure.
No, he waved. He gave us the high sign.
Okay, we got another. All right, we're going to make a quick one. All right, you're up with Fred. Go ahead, quick. Hello. Hello. Yep, go ahead.
There you are.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? It's
Yes.
Antonelli.
Hey, Dom. What's happening?
What's going on, fellas? Last night's show was good.
Oh, thank you. That's what I want to hear.
I was just saying to a bunch of people, I was like, he needs more than a half hour. I was like, it doesn't really do the job.
Leave him wanting more.
Yeah, that's why I said, well, I need an hour if I have Nick with me. So, that's why we did it.
That is true, too, but he'll cover all the bases.
Oh, that's
he knows
for sure.
Everybody.
Yeah. So it was good interviewing you Saturday night, and you know, we're going to have that video up probably next couple days. So keep an eye out.
Sounds good, man.
It was great hearing about the four cylinders.
I'll be missing you this weekend. I won't be around, but we should be back the following weekend.
Yeah, you got to fix that fender, don't you?
Yeah, well, I got a family obligation. I got to jump to New York for the weekend. So
yeah, I'm not going to be there this weekend either. I got some family stuff going on too. In fact,
yep. So cool. We'll make it a date the following week.
All right, Dan, we will be there.
All right.
All right. Well, keep an eye out for the video. Thanks for calling, and we'll be talking because I do want to talk to you about something else.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, Dom.
You got it. All right.
Have a good week.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Well, we snuck that one in there. Huh?
Yeah, that was cool.
Is there one more there?
I don't know. Hey,
Yeah. Is that one more?
I don't know. Joe's not paying attention
Okay. All right.
We'll try it.
Hello, you're up with Fred. Go ahead, quick.
Good morning. I'd like to know if you guys have any information, updates on Echo Dragway.
Well, no, I think that's pretty much over and done with, and I don't think it's coming back. Unfortunately.
Oh boy, you're here for the funeral, I guess.
Not really. That's a place a lot of us are missing right now.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
I heard Cecil County is really booming and doing great things.
Yeah, they're living off of loss of Adco. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big hike to go down there versus, to Echo Dragway.
I mean, you can head up to Maple Grove. It's about an hour away.
Yeah.
That's always a good time. It's a great track.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a good
All
day.
right. Thanks for taking the time there.
All righty.
Sneak you right in there. That was Atco. How about Atco?
Atco. It's a shame that it's gone.
And locally, the local merchants used to benefit now.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of nowhere now.
It was like Englishtown when there was a track, and they kept the flea markets and stuff going in the area going. But
yeah. Well, you got the need for speed.
Well, we hit the checkered flag here.
Hit the checkered flag, and all in an hour. And remember, 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, you're on the PM side of it.
Wide open Wednesday. Wow.
Wide open. Wild too.
It's a little wild. But
That's right. That's right. America's mechanic, ladies and gentlemen, Fred Fletcher.
All right. Have a great week. Talk to you next week.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W297CL Levittown.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. Breaking news this morning, a massive prisoner swap reportedly is underway involving the U.S. and Russia. No word on which prisoners are being exchanged, but Americans detained in Russia include Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich and Paul Whelan, a corporate security executive from Michigan. Meanwhile, there's also word this morning that some American-made F-16 fighter jets have arrived in Ukraine as it battles Russia. The AP's Jennifer King.
Analysts say the planes will enhance Ukraine's air defense against Russia, flying sorties in Ukrainian skies and boosting the country's current fleet of aging Soviet-era jets. Ukrainian aviation expert Anatoly Kravchinsky says the F-16s will help the Ukrainian Air Force protect the country's airspace and increase the range to strike strategic targets.
The Israeli military is confirming this morning that the head of Hamas's military wing, Mohammed Deif, was killed in an airstrike in Gaza in July. And this morning, the U.S. is calling for a ceasefire in the Middle East. The AP's Donna Warder.
While in Mongolia, Secretary of State Antony Blinken called for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war and an easing of tensions between Israel and Hezbollah, saying that right now the path the region is on is toward more conflict, violence, suffering, and insecurity.
Ceasefire is in the interest of everyone. It's in the interest of Israelis. It's in the interest of Palestinians. It's in the interest of the region.
Blinken made the comments as Iran's supreme leader and Palestinian militia representatives mourn the killing of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. The shocking assassination is being blamed on Israel and could lead to an all-out regional war. I'm Donna Warder.
Vice President Kamala Harris will deliver the eulogy for Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee today at a North Houston church. Sheila Jackson Lee was 74 when she died. This is AP News.
This is it. Shop the Lowe's Closeout event to get up to 70% off select major appliances for your home. Plus, get up to 60% off select patio furniture and accessories for your outdoor spaces. So hurry into your local store today because these deals are too good to last. Shop them now before they're gone because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
There's word of an arrest involving the Secret Service detail for the vice president's stepdaughter. The AP's Julie Walker is in New York with this story.
A New York City software developer was arrested after allegedly damaging the license plates of 2 Secret Service vehicles assigned to protect Vice President Kamala Harris's stepdaughter, who was dining at a restaurant in Tribeca at the time. The Secret Service says Ella Emhoff was not in danger. The man, Harry Heyman, appears to be a supporter of a small group of citizen activists who call attention to and sometimes personally adjust the obstructed license plates often used to evade tolls and traffic enforcement. An X profile bearing the suspect's name shows dozens of messages about the issue. Heyman was charged with obstructing governmental administration and criminal mischief. Julie Walker, New York.
I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
WBCB News, I'm Joe LeCompte. Charges have been filed against Falls Township's Public Works Director. 52-year-old Jason Lawson has been charged with multiple counts of dealing in the proceeds of unlawful activity, theft by unlawful taking, theft by deception, false impression, forgery, and receiving stolen property. According to a Bucks County District Attorney's affidavit, Lawson used a township-issued credit card to make purchases at a Home Depot, which included LED lighting, plumbing equipment, circuit breakers, and tools, among other purchases. According to the investigation from county detectives, the total amount of transactions allegedly made by Lawson exceed $9,000. Lawson has been on leave from the township since May. The investigation got underway in late March. A 31-year-old Percy woman will serve a prison term of 4 to 8 years following a guilty plea in March to photographing or filming child pornography with a 10-year-old boy. According to the Bucks County District Attorney's Office, Stephanie Chubb was sending videos to a man she was once in a relationship with. The video showed Chubb with the 10-year-old victim. The man reported the incident to Percy Borough Police, who started an investigation last August. Chubb will also be added to the sex offenders registry. Pennsylvanians will soon be able to file their taxes directly with the IRS. John Schaefer explains.
It's thanks to a new partnership with the U.S. Treasury. The program is called IRS Direct File, and it will allow for Pennsylvania residents to file their federal taxes for free through an IRS online portal. The state plans to open the system to residents in time for the 2025 tax filing season. I'm John Schaefer.
Newtown Township Police released statistics from the month of June. It was another busy month for the Township's department. Police Chief John Hearn.
We documented 2,274 calls for service. We logged 24,345 miles on our patrol fleet. We had 19 arrests, which included 3 wanted persons, 1 for molestation of a minor in Georgia, 2 Bucks County Sheriff's warrants, 1 protection from abuse, 1 stolen auto, 4 thefts from Lululemon, and 4 narcotics possessions with 6 DUIs. There were 6 cases referred to detectives, some of which included a fatal crash on Swamp Road, 1 fraud, theft of a motor vehicle.
In addition, Chief Hearn says a new technology being used by the township has been effective.
The LPRs that we installed within the last 30 days, we've had 3 successful arrests from that LPR initiation. 1 included a sheriff's warrant out of Bucks County for a wanted subject, a stolen auto that was reported stolen, and the operator was from Philadelphia. And also, we had a homicide arrest that recently occurred in Bensalem Township. So the LPR system is working to keep Newtown safe.
And Chief Hearn there referring to license plate readers that were installed on traffic signals in the township. In New Jersey news, a man is behind bars for allegedly exposing himself to 2 teens Tuesday night at around 6:30 in a Maple Shade Township park. Maple Shade Township police arrested the man, identified as 52-year-old Brian Miller. The teens tell police they were also allegedly followed by Miller as they walked to another area of the park, but witnessed Miller fondling himself. Officers were able to arrest Miller at the scene. Police charged Miller with endangering the welfare of a child and lewdness. Maple Shade Township police also are investigating another similar incident allegedly involving Miller in the township. Anyone with information is urged to call Maple Shade Township police. In New Jersey news, a ban on the assault-style AR-15 rifle in the Garden State has been found to be unconstitutional. This after a 69-page opinion from U.S. District Judge Peter Sheridan. The state's cap on magazines over 10 rounds remains in place. The ruling will be appealed by Second Amendment advocates along with State Attorney General Matthew Platkin.
Now, let's check on WBCB 1490 Sports.
The Yankees take 3 in South Philly from the Phillies.
Swinging a ground ball hit to second, one on to first, double play. Bryce Harper grounds into the game-ending double play. He goes 0 for 14 in the series against the Yankees. Phillies have their first 4-game losing skid all year as the Yankees hang on for a 6-5 win.
Scott Fransky on the Phillies Radio Network on WBCB Wednesday afternoon. The Yankees again used the long ball in the second when DJ LeMahieu hit a grand slam. The Phillies put 2 on the board in the 4th and 1 in the 5th, but couldn't hold down that bat of LeMahieu, who got a double, knocking in 2 more runs. The Phillies added a run in the bottom of the 6th and 1 in the 8th, but came up short in that 6-5 loss. Manager Rom Thompson on Harper's struggles and the need for a timely road trip.
Certainly frustrating for him, because he does want to perform and help the team win, and because that's what he's all about. He's just got to keep battling through it. He's going to come out of it at some point. He's such a great hitter. He's going to start hitting home runs again, and he's going to start feeling good about himself again. A little day off, clear the minds, come back at it on Friday, and get prepared for Seattle.
The Phillies travel to Seattle Friday night for the first of 3 games against the Mariners. After that, it's on to Los Angeles and then Arizona. The Phillies have lost their last 5 series. WBCB is your station in Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties. Coming up in the moments ahead, the best of Sunshine Music memories with Lou Powers. At noon, Speak Your Piece with Pat Wandling. At 1, Upwards with Chris Irmer. At 2, Chris has the Turntable Takeover. At 3, the best of Jerry Blavitt. At 5, the Glenn Jones Radio Experience. The WBCB forecast is brought to you by the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys. They clean, repair, and install gutters. Call 215-942-9200 or visit DelawareValleyGutterMonkeys.com. Heat advisory in effect until tomorrow night at 8. For today, the possibility of showers and thunderstorms after 2. Otherwise, sunny and hot, high of 97, feeling like 102 with the heat index values. Tonight, isolated showers and thunderstorms before 9. Otherwise, cloudy, 75 our low. And Friday, back into the heat again, a high of 95, feeling more like 102 with the possibility of showers and thunderstorms. I'm Joe LeCompte, WBCB News.
With Lou Powers.
return with us to the past and join Lou as he plays that happy music from a bygone era. Music we all loved so well. It's Sunshine Music Memories.
If the little bluebird doesn't meet you, don't you care? Come on and smile. Smile, he's bound to greet you. And behind each dark cloud you will find, look, a pretty rainbow silver lined. If you'll keep a little sunshine in your heart. Just keep a little sunshine in your heart. Come, come.
Always proud to announce a new song. It's 1928. Meyer Davis Orchestra plays new song, I Can't Give You Anything But Love.
You anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I've plenty of, baby. Dream a while, scheme a while, we're sure to find happiness, and I guess all those things you'll always find. For gee, I'd like to see you looking swell, baby. Diamond bracelets Woolworth doesn't sell, baby. Till that lucky day, you know darn well.